Hello everyone, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to explain about the direction control valve working with animation. Okay, here in the hydraulic systems, the one of the control valve is that direction control valve, which will direct the flow in the particular direction. And that direction control valve plays very important role in the operation of the hydraulic system. In the direction control valve, the first type of the valves I'm going to take there is check valve. In that there are two types of the check valve, Poppet check valve and pilot operated check valve, that is called as a pilot operated direction control valve also. Firstly, I'll take check valve. The simplest direction control valve is a check valve. A check valve allows flow in one direction but blocks the flow in the opposite direction. Figure shows the graphical symbol of check valve along with its no flow and flow directions. Okay, here this is the symbol. In this symbol, how we can recognize this symbol which is used in the hydraulic system? That is in this direction, this ball, whatever is there, in this direction free to move. Okay, that's why in this direction it is a free flow direction we'll call. In this direction, the flow will be free flow direction. And in the opposite direction, we can see here in the this arrowhead, what is there, opposite arrowhead, there it will be ball will stuck. That will not allow the flow in this direction. That we can call no flow direction. In this direction, there is no flow. Okay, no flow is there. Okay, there is a no flow direction. We'll call this is the simplest the check valve, and that is also we'll call as a non-return valve. In the common term, we can call it as a non-return valve. It allows the flow in only one direction, and other direction it will not allow the flow direction. The simplest form of the check valve we can see here with the animated uh, operation, that here in this direction the flow is there, the flow is taking place, you can see here the flow is taking place in this direction. This whatever the element is there, the hollow element, that will be lifted and due to the pressure of the fluid, and thereby flow will be taking place in this direction. If the flow is taking place in the opposite direction, then this hollow element will close the path, and thereby there is no flow in this direction. There is no flow taking place in this direction. Next we'll take there is a poppet check valve. The poppet check valve means here the all element what is there, that is a particular type, that is called as a poppet. A poppet is a specially shaped plug element held on a valve seat by a light spring. Fluid flows through the valve in the space between the seat and the poppet. In the free flow direction, the fluid pressure overcomes the spring force. If the flow is attempted in the opposite direction, then the fluid pressure pushes the poppet in the closed position. Therefore, no flow is permitted. Okay, here we can see that is the operation of this poppet type of valve. And here the hollow element, what is there? This is the poppet. This is called as a poppet, which is held with the light spring. And this is the hollow seat, okay, on which the poppet will sit. The hollow element will be sits. In this direction, due to the fluid pressure, the pressure will be more than that of the pressure acting by the spring. Therefore, the flow will be taking place in this direction. The flow will be taking place in this direction. If the fluid, if we supply in this direction, then the spring force is acting in the also in this direction. Then the fluid force is also acts in this direction. Okay, even though fluid force is not there, then the by the spring force only that the poppet will be sits on the valve seat. There is no flow in the opposite direction. There is no flow. Okay, it the whole purpose is that it allows the flow in only one direction. Other direction, if the flow is taking place, it will not allow. Okay, that how the different type of the check valve here, that is how actually it is there. This is a picture which shows the Poppet type of the check valve. Next, we'll take that is a pilot operated check valve. Okay, that is called as a pilot operated direction control valve. Here, the pilot operated check valve can permit the flow in both directions. In the earlier, the check valve as well as Poppet valve, what we have taken, they allows only one direction, but here this pilot operated check valve allows the flow in both the directions. In normal operation, it functions like a check valve. In the same way as of the check valve, in the normal function, it does allows the free flow in one direction, blocking the flow in the reverse direction. Okay. Then, but when the pilot pressure is applied, when the pilot pressure is applied at the pilot port, it opens the check valve and thus allows the flow in the reverse direction also. Okay, that if the pilot pressure is acts on the pilot piston, then it allows the flow in the opposite direction also. To achieve this, the pilot piston is attached to the main poppet valve. Then the poppet is kept normally in closed condition with help of the light spring. Okay, that operation we can see with the animation here, and here we can see it in the normal operation. The flow will be taking place. Okay, and here this main puppet, whatever is there, this is the main puppet. The main puppet will be in the position in the normal operation. One in one direction, the flow will be taking place, and this is the main spring. And here, this is the whatever is there is a puppet, pilot puppet, and the pilot spring here. Okay, the pilot spring, whatever is there here on that pilot spring, if the pressure acts, then the flow will be taking place in the opposite direction. Normally, it will be flow will be in the normal direction. Okay, in this direction, it is taking place in this one, and whatever this pilot valve is there, there is a pilot valve, and there, if the pressure whatever is there that is acting, if acts that one, then that pressure will be increases, that pilot puppet will be opens and flow allows in the opposite direction also. And whatever the pressure is there, that pressure setting is done by the this adjustment knob. This is the adjustment knob, whatever is there, that pressure will be set on the spring, and normally the flow will be there in this direction only. Okay, if the pressure here increases, then that will be acts on this pilot puppet, and that pilot puppet whatever is there, it will be get opens the hole, allows the flow in the opposite direction. That is goes to the tank return to the tank it will be, because here we can see this is the return flow to the tank. And this whatever the operation is there, the reverse direction also, how it is allowing the flow. Okay, and that whatever the operation of the pilot operated pressure relief valve is there, that symbolically represented by this one. In this direction, there is in this direction only flow will be taking place usually. In this direction, there is no flow, as we know. But if the pilot pressure acts on that one, pilot pressure acts on that one, in this direction also the flow is taking place to the tank return. That is the operation of the pilot operated this check valve. There are what are the different types of valves are there? Even the flow control valve and the pressure control valve. All those are also pilot operated type. The additional pressure is used there to operate the valve, eh, apart from the normal operation of the valve. It's about the only the check valve now, and the different types of the check valve I have discussed. And in the next class, I am going to discuss about the other type of the direction control valves and also the other types of the halls. Also, I am going to explain. Thanks for the watching. If you like, share, subscribe, and comment.